Nicholas Winton, the man who saved 669 children before World War II began. One man quietly changed the lives of hundreds of children and then kept his secret for nearly 50 years. His name was Nicholas Winton, a British man who saved 669 Jewish children from certain death at the hands of the Nazis. This is his story, the story of courage, compassion, and one man's determination to do what was right, even when the world. Nicholas Winton was born on May 19, 1909, in London, to a German Jewish family that had converted to Christianity. He grew up comfortably educated, intelligent, and working as a stockbroker. But behind the calmness of London life, something dark was rising in Europe. In 1938, Adolf Hitler had already seized Austria, the Munich agreement allowed Germany to occupy parts of Czechoslovakia. Thousands of Jewish families in Prague were trapped, their futures uncertain, their lives in danger. As war loomed, nations closed their borders. Refugees begged for help, but few listened. And that's when Nicholas Winton, just 29 years old, made a life-changing decision. The mission begins. In December 1938, Nicholas was planning a ski holiday, but when a friend asked him to visit Prague instead, he agreed, unaware that this trip would define his entire life. When he arrived, he saw thousands of refugees, families living in freezing camps, children with no future. He couldn't turn away. Nicholas Winton's voice reenactment. I knew I had to do something. If I waited for the world, those children would die. With no official support, he began organizing a rescue mission, transport. He set up an office at a hotel in Prague, taking photos of children, listing their names, and sending appeals to the British. He promised parents that he would find homes for their children in England, even though he had no system, no government approval, and no money. Each rescue required a train, a visa, a foster family, and endless paperwork. Winton and his small team, including his mother, worked tirelessly, forging documents when needed, persuading officials, and raising funds. While the world was sinking into chaos, Nicholas Winton quietly became the savior of hundreds. The children's journey. Between March and August 1939, train after train left Prague filled with Jewish children clutching their few belongings. They waved goodbye to their parents, many of whom they would never see again. Each train carried dozens of children to safety through Nazi-controlled territories until they reached London's Liverpool Street station. British families were waiting to take them in. By the end of summer 1939, 8 train sheds successfully arrived, minus 669 children saved. An 8th train, carrying to 5 or more, was scheduled to leave on September 1, 1939. But that was the day Germany invaded Poland. The borders closed. That train and those 250 children were never seen again. After the war, Nicholas Winton returned to his normal life. He never spoke of what he'd done, not even to his wife. He continued his quiet life as a stockbroker, raised a family, and served his community. His heroism might have been forgotten if not for one incredible discovery. In 1988, his wife Greta found a scrapbook in their attic filled with photos, letters, and the names of all 669 children. She was stunned. She handed it to a Holocaust historian, and the world learned the truth. The reunion. Emotional orchestral rise. Visual. BBC Studio. 1988. Later that year, Winton was invited to a BBC program called That's Life. He sat quietly in the audience, not knowing what was about to happen. The host told his story and then asked, "Is there anyone in the audience who owes their life to Nicholas Winton?" Pause. The audience stands dozens of people, all adults now. Every single one of them was one of the children he had saved. Tears filled his eyes. For the first time in 50 years, Nicholas Winton saw the living proof of his legacy of a hero. 28:30:00. Narrator. In his later years, Nicholas Winton was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II and honored by nations around the world. Yet he always said the same thing. Winton voice. I just saw what needed to be done, and I did it. He passed away in 2015 at the age of 106. Hundreds of his children, now parents and grandparents themselves, attended his funeral. Because one man refused to look away, thousands of lives were saved. Nicholas Winton proved that even in humanity's darkest hour, compassion can still shine through. Sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones who never ask to be known. If you were inspired by this story, please like, comment, and subscribe for more true life stories that restore faith in humanity. #TrueLifeStories, #Nicholas Winton, #Heroes Among Us.